Yo, what's going on? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It means it's time for another live stream. Today is Monday, July 29th, 2024. It's going to be the last live stream of this month because this Thursday I'll be in Ridgefield, Connecticut. And then it's also going to be the penultimate or second to last live stream before I head to France for the thing. You know, I don't really know what the rules are in terms of what like things you aren't and aren't allowed to say. Not that I don't know. It's so weird. I'm not an athlete. I'm not a sponsored athlete. I'm not a brand. So I don't know why those rules would even apply to me. I'm just going as a spectator. But I don't know. I don't know what you're allowed to say. It's like how everyone says the big dance or March Madness. I think March Madness is also trademarked. But anyway, the same way that World Athletics has basically for free, without registering anything, taken over the term world record. The place in the other place across the pond in the land over there, that thing's happening. I'm going to go soon, and that's what this package is all about. So we'll take a look at that. It's a big package. I already started opening it because I didn't know what this was. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is something for that trip I have coming up. And I think you guys are going to want to take a look at it. But first, let's say hi to everyone listening on the audio-only version on the podcast. It's been a long time, guys. I know that. I know. But summer's almost over. The bulk of my travel will be mellowing out a little bit. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. I have some other things that might come up that are going to mess up with even the summer reduced schedule. But then we'll get to the fall. And we won't be on summer schedule anymore. You know what I mean? So hang in there, guys. Hopefully you've been doing okay, even though it's been hot. And for everyone watching this later but not live, you are watching the #1 drive time style running content you can listen to. And it's odd that I call it drive time. I feel like that's the most appropriate because it's like, what are you, what are we really talking about here? It's like, you don't worry about recording if you don't have to commute on a Tuesday, what the people on the radio said. That's kind of what I feel like about this. But I'm glad that you are coming back in and at least catching it later. But hopefully you're not driving while you're listening to this, unless it's audio only. There's lots of ways to do it. But anyway, let's see who we got here in the chat. It's been a long time. Cosmic Pine Michael says we call it runtime radio instead of drive time. Maybe I like that, runtime radio. But I feel like I use drive time radio as a way of explaining what we're doing here, the ephemeralness of it. And Frank says, we should call it the land of fromage or terre de fromage, de or du fromage. That's what I gotta figure out. John Devlin says that the rose gold suitcase is about to be replaced. I don't know. That rose gold suitcase has gone everywhere. Or as I like to call it, the gold suitcase. And I felt like you got to take a gold suitcase when you're going to a place with the things, So I don't know. Yeah, Calvin says it's a luggage unboxing. CV76 says it's luggage. It is luggage. It is luggage. I did not know that. I did not know what this brand was when I got this box. But I think, you know what? I think we're going to have to start getting into it because it's just going to take a long time. Because not only is it luggage, there's stuff inside the luggage too that is really fun. And that's why I was like, I got to hold off. But here we go. It's got the 4 directional wheelie things. It's from Away. It's a brand of luggage, I presume. It's got these things up top, which I don't really know what these are up here. But if I do set a code, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Just don't tell anybody. But that'll be the code in case you need to get in here. All right. Man, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but there are nice handles on this thing, and then of course it's got the extendable thing, and it also has zippers that make it amenable to a lock if you're going to do that kind of thing. I've never put a lock on luggage before, but I might have to put a lock on this luggage because there's a lot of good stuff in here. How are you guys doing, by the way? All right, CV76, it's going to fit an overhead compartment. It will. It seems to be the right. It's the same size as my rose gold one. Yeah. Oh boy, I think I opened it on the wrong side. Oh jeez, I made a mess of it. Oh boy. There's a lot of stuff in here, guys. Alright. Let's start with this. Oh, first, we got a luggage tag in here from Away. Oh, it's got a nice little cover, so it's discreet, you know, with the luggage tag on. That, I think, comes with the suitcase. This other stuff, I think if you buy an Away suitcase, I don't think it comes with it. But I got a card here from ASICS. It says, Bonjour, Summer Olympics 2024. I don't know if I'm allowed to say those words, but Summer Olympics 2024, here we come. They've curated a gift box with everything I'm going to need for a once-in-a-lifetime Olympics experience with ASICS. Pack your bags. We'll see you in Paris. So that's what's in there. Eliza says, there's so many things for activities. Yeah. And Runner Will says, hey, I got to see Will over my travels last couple of weeks. I got to see a lot of you guys, which was really good. So I appreciated that. Oh, look at this. I got some Bose Quiet Comfort headphones in here, noise canceling. These definitely come in handy. As I travel, I usually use noise canceling headphones. I don't have Bose noise canceling headphones though, so this is an upgrade for me. So there's that. Definitely will use it. And then we have, oh, look at this. A Takea. I think this is 24 for the year or 24 for ounces. I'm not sure. But a Takea, I think this is insulated water bottle. This is nice. I did see that, contrary to what they were doing in Eugene, I just saw something from the Paris Olympics saying that like water bottles are welcome and encouraged. So, I don't know. Seems weird, but I'm still pretty sure they're not going to let in my camera and lenses for when I go. I don't know why I'm putting this back in this sleeve here, but I feel like I should. The next thing in here is a tin with Michel and Augustine buttery French shortbread cookie squares. Look at that. There we go. I think we need to eat one of these right now. It's taped shut. Let's try it. Martha says, now I got to start putting stickers on the suitcase so no one will mistake it for theirs. Mine screams, I'm a runner. I don't really do this. I haven't put stickers. I put stickers on my cooler. I never put any on my suitcase. Oh, look, they're individually wrapped. Oh. Let's try one. It's like shortbread with some chocolate inside. The flavor is dark chocolate and a pinch of sea salt. C'est magnifique. It's really good. Now, I did take French in college for a year. In college, for me, that year I took French, that year was 26 years ago. I'm sure it's all going to come back. Look at this thing. It is an ASICS branded beret. Is this how one wears a beret? Or do you wear it more on one side than... It has to go like on one side than the other, right? Maybe the ASICS logo goes as a brim. Like that? Or do you wear it like a cabbie hat? Like forward? I don't know how to wear this thing. I need some instruction, but I'll definitely... This I'll bring. I feel like you got to bring this. Frank says a beret seems like the worst kind of running hat. This one feels like it's made out of felt, so it's very, very hot. Martha says that thingy on top needs to be on top, not too close to my forehead. This thing on top needs to be on top. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure how to do. I don't know. This is kind of working for me too at the same time. I feel ridiculous and also great. Does this go over your ear? I feel like it goes over your ear. I feel like whenever you see like British special forces, they wear their berets like super aggressively, like it got melted on their face. Vanessa says OMG needs to be yellow and I need a blue dress to wear, an Asian Madeline. And Calvin says you can hide your camera on the hat. All right. I'll try to do the rest of the live stream with this beret on like this. I don't think it works. We'll just do it. We'll just do it this way. All right. All right. They gave me a pair of shoes. Oh, these are nice. Look at this. It's a pair of GT-2160s in a Paris colorway. And just when you thought the Trustic system was gone, it comes back. This is going to be a fun shoe to wear in Paris. Look at all this gel. This is the only acceptable use for gel, in my opinion. But this will be fun. This, I got to tell you, is a heavy shoe. Do we need to weigh it? Should we weigh it? Well, I don't know. It's a throwback shoe. It's a retro shoe. I don't know if we need to wear it. Eric says, I got to keep the beret slanted like this. It keeps the glare of the French stairs away from you. And Andrew Scott says, Ko looks like he'd either captain a ship, lead an army, or have divisive thoughts on cheese. I don't think I have any divisive thoughts on cheese. I think all my cheese takes are pretty mild, probably, I would say. And Isla says, put it on the spreadsheet. Okay. Let's get through the rest of this package, and then we'll weigh the shoes later. Okay. We got some apparel in here. I'll go through the apparel kind of quickly, but this is a nice, like, technical tee in red. I like that. I've never seen this one from ASICS before. This is nice. Red shirt. Oh, lots of clothes in here. And we got some more shorts. I feel like this is going to be a good length as well. Got regular kinds of pockets. Because I feel like I'll be running and just moving around all day. So there won't be a lot of time to go from like short shorts to like regular length shorts. So that could be really useful. I don't know that I'm going to need this in Paris. I don't know how chilly it's going to be. But here we go. Look at that. Ooh, I like this patch on the bottom. And a little ASICS logo on the side, and then some buttons over by the hooded area. This will be nice and cozy. And we got some ASICS socks. These are taller than I normally wear. These quarter lengths, because I'm old, I guess. But maybe I'll fit in with some younger people with socks like this. Oh, there's a thing that's attached to the suitcase here where you could stash stuff. I don't know how to get it out. So we'll just lift it up. Let's see what else we got in here. Ooh, see, now this is a good luggage tag. See, it's got your name and address, but a little ASICS luggage tag. But I have a feeling there'll be a couple of people that I'm going on this trip with that might have the same luggage tag. So I might have to double up on luggage tags. And then we got solid shampoo, a bar. Oh, okay. 3 mini bars of shampoo. 3 mini bars of conditioner. I've been using bar conditioner and bar shampoo, by the way. I like bar shampoo. I don't love bar conditioner. And then this is the thing that comes with the suitcase. It's from Away. Keeps scuffs off. I feel like the scuffs make the suitcase look more well-traveled. All right, this is vegan something. It's for your skin. Summer Fridays. Jet lag mask. Is that like a mask? Like the facial ones, like that my kids do? And we got Shiseido clear sunscreen stick. Nice. Lavande. I don't know what this is. There's a lot of French on here. Is this soap? No, you put this in your bath water. It's a liquid. It's lavender. Okay. Fancy stuff. Frank says this is a weird box of stuff. Yeah, I know. This is a little bit unusual. Silica gel. That's just in there. And then we got another section. Here's the snacks. Go Macro Bar. These Go Macro Bars are some of my favorite ones. We eat these at home a lot. And then Liquid IV drink mix. Strawberry. I don't know that I've had Liquid IV before. Definitely will bring that. And then meat sticks. I don't need these, but actually my daughter loves this brand of meat sticks. So she'll actually enjoy these quite a bit. And then there's also a little bag in here. I'm guessing this little bag is for your dirty stuff. So you can sequester your dirty stuff from your not dirty stuff as you're traveling. And then, yeah, so they have it set up so there's like lots of little compartments in this suitcase. So there's lots of kind of pockets and stuff. So you could stash things away, keep things layered. There's also another layer here to keep this part enclosed and sequestered with a mesh separator. And there's a little mesh pocket in there too. So that's nice. So I think it's going to work. Mark says, I use leftover drop bags from races for dirty clothes while traveling. I do as well. I also get a lot of tote bags everywhere I go for some reason. And so I use a lot of tote bags too. I'll use them, tote bags to like carry, especially if they're smaller size, I'll use them to carry my, my shoes so the shoes can stay separate as well. Gender Triangle says, this looks like the L'Occitane brand lotion or something. Love their lavender stuff. Yeah, I think it is L'Occitane. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it is lavender. It says to enjoy benefits, dilute 15 drops in a bath or add 5 drops to a neutral carrier oil, then apply to the body. I don't think I'm going to try this one. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. And PG1980 says, hey, Co, it looks like you're getting ready for a spa day. Yeah, I got my Shiseido and L'Occitane and my meat sticks. I'm ready to go. But this is really nice. There's a lot of very thoughtful things for traveling that they put in here. All right, let's put this stuff away and let's go weigh those shoes. I'll put some, oh boy, there's so much stuff. It all fit so much better before, but now I made a mess. All right, we got to get the scale ready. Calvin says they heard Co was Korean and they went out on the skincare. Yeah, you know what'd be funny is if there was like a men's suitcase and a women's suitcase and they gave me the women's one. I mean, these shoes are the right size though. They're my size. So and the clothes are the right size. So I don't think that it was like that. All right, we got to get the right side shoe. The cream color on this is really nice, by the way, guys. And Mark Peterson, hopefully you're feeling better, Mark. Mark Peterson was like, why are they bringing back all the ugly shoes that were uncomfortable from when we were in the 90s? I mean, that's the charm. It's like now we don't have to run in them. And we can look back and say, oh man, can you believe we used to run in these things? I think it's kind of cool. But like, I do have like, there is kind of like also a little bit of trauma from looking at some of these designs too. I'm like, ooh, I remember those chunkers. I don't think I ever had a GT-2160 though. But I mean, this is the look, and this looks fresh right now. All right, let me get my spreadsheet out. Hold on, guys. I don't know if you guys saw, but I got interviewed by Patrick for his Run Clubs of New York spotlight. And even though Kofuzi Run Club technically isn't a New York run club, since it was meeting in New York, he let me be in it one time. And yeah, he even mentioned that we discussed, it didn't make it into the final cut, but we did discuss the spreadsheets and why we think it's so fun. I mean, he did mention the spreadsheet. So, all right, let me get them up there. Here we go. All right. ASICS GT-2160. And 0 miles, right side, size 9. I'm going to put casual. Do we have, yeah, we have casual as a category. All right. Why does this keep dying on me? Maybe my battery pack isn't working. All right. Oh, this is a big boy. This is a big boy. This is one of the heavier shoes that we've had on here. Oh, man. Mark Peterson says, looking at the shoes are making my 20-year-old shin splints flare up. Yeah. And Alf says, they are a proper rascal. Affluent AJ says, REI gets these on occasions. Really? Interesting. Luis, since they're going to be 15 ounces. Oh, man. I just charged this battery, too, the other day. I don't know why it's dead. So it's dying real fast. So we're going to have to measure it quickly before the battery dies. But it's coming in at 12.2 ounces. That's a heavy shoe. And mode, 346 grams. Boom. That's a heavy shoe. Oh, you know what this... Oh, my goodness. This smells like... This not only looks like nostalgia, guys. Guys. This not only looks like nostalgia, it smells like nostalgia, too. This smells like basketball shoes from the 90s. This is what I remember new shoes smelling like. I don't know how to make these smells, but it smells like my childhood in a weird way. It's very breathable, even though there's like a million different layers of things on here. It's more breathable than you think. It's not the most breathable, but oh man, so much rubber on this outsole. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Not a single millimeter of exposed midsole foam. Oh wait, is this midsole here? This is midsole here. So there's a little bit right in these crevices. There's a little bit. A lot of it's covered by this Trustic plate. Mark says it smells like OG Ahart. No, it just smells like, it just reminds me of basketball shoes. All right. Should we sort this? I want to do it the old-fashioned way, guys. I just want to see where does 12.2... See, we didn't have to go that far to get the 12.2 ounces. It's just right here. It's almost as heavy as the Decker's Lab U Escape 3D. Lighter than the Tier CXT2. So that's like a weightlifting shoe. And heavier than the Under Armour Infinite Elite, which I still haven't tried running in that shoe yet. And a full ounce and change heavier than the Rabbit Dream Chaser and Skyward X. So it's a big one. It's a big one. All right, Elizabeth Oberndorfer says the Summer Fridays jet lag mask is a really popular beauty product. Your wife will love it, and you too. Should I try it? I feel like I will try all of these that I can try in a safe for work kind of way. I'll try them when I get to Paris. Like when I already ate the cookie, but and those cookies will definitely be gone before I leave for Paris. But I'll try the jet lag thing when I get there. We'll do the Shiseido, the sunblock bar, you know. So we'll do all of those things together, not at the same time, but like we'll do them all when I'm in Paris. I don't know about the lavender bath thing. What is the neutral carrier oil? Is that like? I think that's beyond my level of skill, so I don't know about that. All right. Jairus Royo says, running shoe question. What's the difference between the New Balance 1080 version 13 and the 1080 utility? I'm not familiar with what the 1080 utility is, so I don't know how to answer that question. And Calvin says, it's time for a get ready with me video. I feel like maybe I should. Just start wearing the mask thing. Is it a mask like you put it on a mask? Or is it a mask like you unfurl it and it's like you put it on your face? Like a sheet. I don't know. Does anyone know? Summer Fridays? Jet lag mask? Let's open it up a little bit and figure it out together. Oh, it's a tube. It's a tube of things. How do I put this on? Apply a thin, even layer with fingertips, maybe used under and over the eye area. Leave for 10 minutes for maximum hydration. Blot with a warm cloth or tissue if necessary. No need to rinse. You just put it on your face. Like lotion, I guess. Is this just lotion? Well, I'm glad I know that it's a liquid or a cream, because then I could sequester it, I guess, separate it from all the other stuff in the luggage. And Daniel Britton says, "Coat, do the mud bath in France." We'll see. We'll see. All right. Okay. We got some PRs in here today. It's been a long time since we've rang the bell. But Daniel Estrella says, got a PR, 5K PR last Friday, 18:48, and a half marathon PR, 1:28:32 on my 18-mile longer with 14 miles at marathon pace. Woo! 14 miles at marathon pace, though? That's a big deal. That's a big day. Both on the Endorphin Elite 2 would say the shoe shines at marathon pace. 5K was definitely harder than that long run. Whew. That's a lot of running. Oh, good job. Did anyone here run a San Francisco marathon? I know that was this weekend. I've been seeing some people who ran it. I saw there were some activations in town for it too. Let me know if you got to go to any of those or if you ran it. Jed DeMapi says, half marathon PR of 1:50:54 at the half marathon yesterday. Nice work. San Francisco half marathon. Nice. Good work. All right. And Raquel says that carrier oils are like coconut oil, jojoba, argan, olive, rosehip oils that your skin can absorb. So you would have like a little vial of it with a little mister on it. Is that what it is? Or I don't know. I feel like if I put that on, bees would find me and people would be like, "Co, why are you getting stung by so many bees?" And I was like, carrier oils, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. And Path to Running says, hi, Cohen fam. Half marathon PR for me at Battersea Park on Sunday, a 1:41:50. Nice work. How hot is it over there in London right now? I've been seeing a lot of British social media personalities who have come to the U.S. for the summer to basically go on a little bit of a road trip, which is a very American thing to do, which I think is awesome. And they've been commenting a lot on the heat, relatively speaking, between the two countries. I feel like Paris is going to be super hot. Although I just had a meeting today about it, and the weather looked relatively mild. But I feel like it's going to be swampy, no? Or am I going to feel like it's balmy out there, relatively speaking? I don't know. Alf says it's 26 Celsius. What is 26 Celsius? I'm trying to do the math in my head. 0 is 32, and then every 5 is 9. So that's 45. So 77 degrees or so. 80 degrees. That's warm. That's still warm, you know. And Eliza says, I can't believe they think the athletes not having AC is okay in the village. I heard about that, and that seems hard to believe. I also feel like a couple of things. I feel like a lot of the athletes are partaking in a lot of activities. Like I'm seeing them in a lot of videos and stuff, and which I appreciate as someone who loves behind the scenes and like athletes just being tourists and spectators and sports fans kind of stuff. But I'm also concerned. I'm like, you guys got to run fast in a couple of days. You guys got to get ready, you know? And then if there's no air conditioning on all the time, would you guys consider that to be like heat acclimation training? I don't know. And Lee says, Kafuzi, Nadia and her dad came to the Tijuana half. It's free to register. Hope you can one day come and race here. The Tijuana half though is in July. Why do they do it in July? That seems not like a great time to do it. But it sounds fun. I've never been to Tijuana, but I love San Diego. So, Path to Running says it's pretty warm at the moment in London. There's a heat wave in the UK. Paris will be warm, I imagine. Whew. All right. So I had a meeting today about like what all we're going to be doing while we're there. So we'll go to see athletics for 2 days. I'll see the men's marathon and I'll see the women's marathon. But there'll also be a day where we get to watch volleyball at that stadium in like the shadows of the Eiffel Tower, which I think is pretty cool. And then I can't remember what else we're going to do. There was another day of events. I can't remember. We're going to watch something. But some of the most like random, I guess is the right word for it, events that I would want to watch are the ones that are going to be over by the time I get there. Like archery. Koreans are good at archery, so that would be kind of cool to go watch. Ping pong is going on now. Badminton's going on now. I watched some fencing yesterday. I feel like they just need to show fencing in just complete slow motion the whole time. Not replay in slow motion, just show it to me in slow motion. It happens way too fast. Like even after someone scores a point, they're on guard and ready for another round, turn. I don't know, but it all happens too fast, and I don't know any of the rules, so I don't know. AJ says, when I get to Paris, don't drink the water. It did rain for the opening ceremonies, and so I saw some of you guys were commenting that they had to cancel some triathlon swim practices. I don't know if we're gonna be able to swim in that. Did they do any of the diving in the Seine or no? Mustache Runner says fencing would be awesome if they made lightsaber sounds. I feel like as much of flack as NBC gets, I feel like they're doing a good job. I mean, it's so many sports, so many things. But one thing that I was thinking of is if Fox somehow got the Olympics, then we would definitely have, remember like on Fox, they used to like, for a while they tried putting like a neon glow around the hockey puck. I'm sure if Fox did the Olympics, there would be a lightsaber like superimposed on top of the sabers and epes. That I think would be a lot of fun for sure. Oh, Mark says, don't drink the water in Tijuana. Oh, okay. I guess I won't. When I was in Puerto Vallarta, we just drank Pacifico instead of water. Daniel Burton says, what time does the men's marathon start? I want to say it starts at like 7:30 in the morning, maybe 9 in the morning, early local time. So it'll be like 3 in the morning here. in the U.S., 3 or 4, depending on where you are. Terry says, in Paris, eat the cakes. French cakes are the best you will ever have. Just don't think about the calories. I'm not too worried about. I never too worried about calories. But I do think that I'm going to be eating a lot of baguettes. Pain au chocolat is some of my favorite stuff to eat. I'd like to have some savory crepes as late night food. You know what else I love about Paris? Paris is a place where you can have French fries as like a meal, like a street food meal. I don't think there's nearly enough of that. The closest thing we have that over here is like poutine, which is really only available in some northern states like here, but more like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and then in Canada. You know, I feel like the French have it right when it comes to French fries. You know, Adam says that NBC had too many commercials on the replays. Every few minutes are in replay of women's mountain bike yesterday. I've been watching. I have YouTube TV instead of regular cable, and so they have it set up where you could watch like it. You can't pick, but they will set up like a grid for you to watch it all at the same time, and then you can select which audio you want to listen to. So that's been really nice to be able to watch it that way. And then there's been a lot of replays. The only thing is, like, if you watch just a single event, it'll be like, you know, a 5-minute video or a 3-minute video. Before each one, you're going to watch 1 to 2 commercials. So that's kind of annoying. But then you can also just be like, my 7-year-old just wants to see all of Simone Biles' routines. So we can kind of find that pretty easy. So that's been nice. Calvin says, would you rather swim in the Hudson, the Thames, or the Seine? I think I'd probably, from a water health perspective, I'd swim in the Hudson. From like I got to say that I did it, I think I'd rather swim in the Seine. Does that make sense? I feel like the Hudson, depending on where you are, could be pretty safe. I mean, they do triathlons in the Hudson anyway, right? So it wouldn't be that unusual. I think it can be safe. The Seine, it'd be nice to say that I did it, you know. AJ says to eat squab. The last time I had squab was in Las Vegas a long time ago before we had kids. It was at a, what's his name? The chef that wore Crocs, Mario Batali. It was at a Mario Batali restaurant in Las Vegas. Squab's okay. It just felt like a lot of bones, gamey chicken. But and I thought I would like it because I love duck. Duck's probably my favorite bird. And I thought it'd be more like duck. And it kind of was and it kind of wasn't. Just a lot of bones, I felt like. Like, squab is like the fish of the air. Let's see. Eric says squab is just a fancy word for pigeon. Yes, it is. You know, I feel like, I don't know at what point, like people used to eat pigeon and then we stopped eating pigeon and now pigeons are like a nuisance. I feel like sometimes some people don't have enough to eat and we have too many of a bird that is edible. It's like the thing with wild hogs that they have in Florida. I don't understand how that's a problem, you know. Mark wants to know if I've been to Au Cheval before. Excellent breakfast has with duck heart gravy. Ooh, I've never been there before. I think that I became vegetarian before that restaurant opened. I'm also not a fancy restaurant guy. Excellent breakfast hash with duck heart gravy. Yeah, I'm not a fancy restaurant guy. I have been thinking, like, okay, if I go to Paris, there's some foods that I would like to eat that do have meat in it, and I'm like, well, what would I like to eat? I kind of want to have a croque monsieur. or croque madame. Those are just fun sandwiches to eat. I do love the idea of just sitting in a cafe and having pommes frites and people watching, or steak frite and people watching, you know. But I don't really need the meat for that. I would just be like, bring me a bottle of wine and a giant plate of French fries, s'il vous plaît, you know. And I'm like, I don't know. Even if steak tartare is an option, am I gonna want to have it? Not that I wouldn't normally have it in Paris, but am I gonna want it from like a rando cafe in Paris during Olympics week? I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be French because they probably fresh because they're moving a lot of it. I don't know. Joe Carter says, have the seared foie gras. I had foie gras at the Signature Room at the Hancock Building with my wife before foie gras became illegal in Chicago and before the Signature Room closed. It's good. I try not to think about how they get it, but I could see why the French like it. Mm-hmm. Eliza says, are you going to look for the Royale with cheese? I saw there was a guy who apparently made a book about international McDonald's, like a photographer. And he had posted a reel about the McDonald's by the Arc de Triomphe. And so he says it's one of the nicest McDonald's you can go to, and they do have a Royale with cheese, which part of me doesn't believe it. I feel like they just don't have that sandwich. They have different size, like not because it's metric versus imperial, but like I just feel like they would give you a different thing, you know. Like I forget what they had in Chamonix at that McDonald's, which was not the nicest McDonald's I've ever been to, but it had the nicest view I've ever seen from a McDonald's, you know. Let's see. Calvin says, I'm not a French cuisine person. Too complex labor and ingredient intensive just to taste marginally different from a simpler counterpart. That's why it's good to have French food at a restaurant. Have someone make it for you. Or more my speed is to just have it at just a random cafe. That's kind of more, I mean, it's a nice, like for me as someone who grew up in New Jersey, diner culture is an important part of my New Jersey heritage. So the cafe situation makes so much sense to me. Especially the way that all the tables were set up. At least when I was there literally 2 decades ago, all the cafes, there's little tables with 2 chairs in it. The chairs don't face each other. So like we could sit down and have a meal. They both sit side by side and face the street because all you really want to do is eat, drink, and people watch, you know? Duke BB says, Co, did you get the Brooks Ghost Max 2 yet? No, I have not. I think I'm low on a lot of people's seating lists. Brooks shoes I get eventually. New Balance shoes, I'm always like second string. Saucony, I don't even know. I can't even, there isn't a regular pattern for when I get shoes from Saucony anymore. So yeah. Joe Carr says about the foie gras. Yeah, it's not humane. I've only had it once in my life, but I would make another exception if I were in France. It's delicious. I think I might too. I think I might too if it comes. If I'm at a place and they're like, "Hey, have some of this," I'd be like, "Well, you guys already ordered it, so I guess I'll try some." Alf Dickens says, why in the Dickens would you have McDonald's in Chamonix? I actually didn't have the McDonald's there, but I did go in to see if they have what they call the quarter pounder. That's the reason I went in. And then when I kept walking through the restaurant, I opened the door to like this little patio area, and then boom, there's mountains. Beautiful snow-capped mountain view right behind the McDonald's. It was amazing. And then, okay, Calvin says, okay, shoe question. What has your top list of super shoes changed now that we're halfway through the year? I still like the same ones. I still like the Fast R2. I haven't tried the Nitro Elite 3 yet still. Fast R2, Metaspeed Sky Paris, Adios Pro 3, Endorphin Elite. So a lot of the same ones. What am I missing? I don't think there's been a lot of change. I'm hoping for there to be at least one more big release. I'm hoping to get the Endorphin Elite 2, but I'm also hoping that there's one more super shoe release this year. I'm waiting on that one eagerly, very eagerly. Shaheen says, when are the Puma Nitro and Elite videos out? I ran in the Deviate Nitro 3, not the Elite one, the regular one, yesterday for my 18-mile run. It's probably going to be not for about another month, though, realistically, because I would like to do a faster workout in it. 18 miles with a little fartlek in the middle is not really a very, very little small fartlek in the middle is not really a fantastic way to test it, because I feel like as much as that is a training companion shoe that can be used as a daily trainer, can be used as a workout shoe, I think it's better as a workout shoe than it is a daily trainer. So I need to do some workouts in it. I like it. I anticipate that I will like it very much for workouts based on what I experienced yesterday. But I got to get that in, and I'm going to Ridgefield, Connecticut this week, and then Paris the next. And then I might have another trip immediately after Paris. I had an interview about it today, but I don't know anything about that yet. I'll know soon. So I may not be back until like the middle of August, realistically. I'll be back after Ridgefield for a couple of days, but so there's just a lot of other stuff that has to go out first. I think I'm done with my New Balance Balos video. I just have to do my final proofread, and then it'll go up today. So it's gonna unfortunately be a little bit because I just have a lot of travel coming up. Martha says, I really want to try the Brooks Hyperion Max 2. I'm confused by the reviews whether it's great for very long runs, if one doesn't mind that it's on the firmer side. Some call it soft, but definitely not squishy. See, I feel like when you deal with Brooks shoes, the thing is, it's not just is it soft, when is it soft? You know? Lots of people call the Glycerin very soft. Lots of people call the Ghost very soft. I do not consider those shoes soft. You know? I consider the original Hyperion Tempo to be a bouncy, responsive shoe. Can be very comfortable for faster running, but on daily training running, it's too firm. So that's where it's like, that's why the reviews for Brooks shoes are all over the place, because the timing of when it's compressing and decompressing are vary, and that dictates the experience. You know, I like the way that they do that, but it's confusing to a lot of people when it comes to like reading other people's reviews. I'm interested in trying the Hyperion Max 2. I suspect that it will be a better shoe than the Hyperion Elite 4. That's my hypothesis. I'd love to test that out, but we'll see. It's not a shoe that I'm so interested that I'm trying to like go out and buy it right now on my own, because I still do have a backlog of lots of shoes, like the DV8 Nitro 3 and the Nitro Elite 3. And Path to Running says, the Saucony Co. mystery intrigues me. They had a massive presence at Saucony London 10K a few weeks ago, and I think they'll sponsor it again next year. I don't know the details of their sponsorship. Usually sponsorships are multi-year deals. And so I would anticipate that they are going to have it again next year. ASICS had it until this year for a while, and I always wondered why they didn't do more with it. But maybe because they were planning on discontinuing their relationship with the race. But I'd love to go. A lot of people got invited to go from the U.S. as well, because I think that like for Path to Running's perspective, like there's Saucony US marketing and then Saucony EU marketing. And those are two different entities. And so Saucony United States has a very different focus. And I suppose list of people to whom they'll seed shoes. Now, I've gotten shoes like the Endorphin Pro and the Endorphin Speed I bought this pair, but they did send me a different pair of Endorphin Pros, and they sent me this pair of Endorphin Speed. So they will send me stuff. It's just no one responds to any of my emails or messages. Shoes just show up sometimes. So it is an intriguing mystery to me too. I actually feel like it'd be easier for me to interact with Saucony EU than Saucony United States, for whatever that means. Andrew Scott says, the New Balance SC Trainer version 3 arrived on Saturday. I haven't ran in them yet, but tried them on. My first impression is they are soft and bouncy. Exciting. It seems like both the SC Trainer 3 and the More version 5 are out now. And that I did hear from New Balance, and I believe those are en route, but I don't know. I keep checking packages. There were no shoes in my packages today. Calvin says, I guess you're eventually due to try the Alphafly 3 if just to compare it. I know Nike won't be getting much love, but it's still a valid data point. For sure. I've been trying to buy it for a while. I don't want to buy the Volt one. I just think that looks just gross. It makes me mad because for years I wanted Volt shoes from Nike, and then they made the Alphafly 3, the Volt and purple one, and I just think it's gross. I was looking on StockX to see if I could pick up the Blue Ribbon Sports version. That one was like $325 in my size, which isn't a lot, and I paid more for a Nike racing shoe before on StockX. But I'm not in a hurry, especially since I'm backing off of training a little bit and I'm trying to just take things easier, especially with all the travel coming up. But it would be fun to kind of like test that out as I'm getting ready for Berlin. Would make sense, but I'm looking, but I just don't want to buy the yellow one, the Volt one. And I really don't like the Olympic one with the cheetah print. Not that that's available in my size anyway, but I really don't like that one either. So I guess I'm trying to find the Proto. I wouldn't mind the Blue Ribbon Sports one. I guess the Olympic one would be fine, but I'm waiting to buy them in my size. Eliza says, I hope you're having fun at all these trips and it's not too stressful. It's stressful in the fact that I'm going to a city. I have basically 36 hours and I want to make sure I'm making a fun video, not just a long form Instagram reel about a group run. You know what I mean? So I'm making a better effort to find interesting places to eat, making sure that I'm doing all the things that I normally do, but I have to just compress everything so much. And so that's been a little bit difficult, but I'm still getting my runs in, and the travel's been enjoyable. It's just been hot everywhere I go, especially when I was in Texas. It was so hot. So I'm hanging in there. But this weekend, this one should be fun on Thursday. If you're in the area, Ridgefield, Connecticut, I'll be there. Megan will be there. Megan will be there. Both Megans. So it should be fun. It should be fun. Jason Tan says, hey, Kofuzi, missed you in the New York club run, sadly. Trying to find a suitable replacement for the Nova Blast 3. Any recommendations? I'd probably say Nova Blast 4. Nova Blast 4, kind of all my favorite daily trainers from this year. Nova Blast 4, Rebel 4, Mach 6, 1080 version 13, Clifton 9. I feel like those are some fun options. All right. Drew says, my hypothesis is correct about the Hyperion Max 2. Me saying that it's better than the Endorphin Elite 4. He says, it's not soft or squishy, but it's protective enough to run in. Yeah, I saw, Drew, that you've been doing some running in it. Drew, how's things going in Colorado? I don't think we've talked since you guys have moved. Hope you're enjoying it up there. I am gonna. Hey, Drew? I feel like Drew and I are just hashing out our what would normally be DMs on the live stream. Drew, are you gonna be at that thing in Boulder in September? Did you get invited to that? Hopefully, I'll see you there. General Triangle says, "What's in Ridgefield, Connecticut? Seems like such a random stop, but maybe I must be missing something." There's a running store, Ridgefield Running Company, and that's one where that store requested that the Megans and I both go. Most stores got either the Megans or me or neither of us or none of us, the three of us. This store said you should bring them all. So maybe they're just super fans, you know? I don't know, but it should be fun to see everyone there. Drew says he didn't get invited to the thing in September. DM me the deets. It's in Boulder. I'll see if you can get you invited. Dan Dalton says, just got my first Solomons. The Thundercross were half off. It would have been rude not to give them a try. Upper is hot, but the grip is outstanding. I feel like that's a pretty fair assessment of them. I really like the Thundercross. I did not think I would, but they might be my favorite Solomon. I just enjoy stomping around in them. I ran in them. Is that the one that I ran in? I think that's what I did Tiger Claw in. Yeah, I think I did. Daniel Burton says, Allie Ostrander moved to Colorado. I did see that. It makes a lot of sense. That's where her coach is. And I wonder if that's going to be part of her transition to more trail stuff. I mean, I know she did Golden Trail Series last year. She's looking to it now. But I wonder if this is more of a permanent, like one last attempt for the Olympics this year. And then for the next cycle, just sticking to the trails, maybe. Sub-ultra type running. I don't know. Adam says, when is the September thing? Is it public? It's not a public thing. That's why I have to be vague about it, Adam. Sorry. And Dan says, I'm using the Thundercross for hiking so far. Super nice trail shoe for long walks. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed them. AJ saying that the men's beach volleyball is getting down to the wire. Oh boy. You know what? I feel like men's and women's, not men's, but beach volleyball is an incredibly difficult sport. I just running around, just being in sand for that long, I'd be exhausted. Like, let alone the jumping and the diving and the digging and the setting, spiking and blocking and all that. Just marching around that much sand for that long would exhaust me in and of itself. I'm built different. Like, I could not handle any of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Calvin says, beach marathon when? Never. I remember in high school and for cross country, our coach would, for Saturday practice, would drive us in a van down to the beach, and we'd do like 5K running on the beach, run barefoot. That was the practice for the day. That was always really miserable. And everyone would try to cheat by running on the part of the sand that's like hard packed by the water, but not super mushy and not so dry that it was sandy. Like when you think about sand, like desert sand, you can find that hard packed stuff, slightly wet. Everyone tried to run on that. And then afterwards, we'd have chocolate chip bagels with butter. Ooh. Before Coach bought those, I didn't even know chocolate chip bagels was a thing. And I never had butter on my bagels. But that's a good combo, I got to tell you. AJ played beach volleyball for 10 years before switching to running. It must be a breeze in comparison. And Michelle demands says, I don't even like sand in my shoes. Yeah, I just feel like I just feel like, you see them and they're like dripping with sweat and they're wearing basically like bathing suits and they're diving all over the place. They've got to be so gross and sandy. But then I also saw some beach volleyball players yesterday that had like full length tights. They were more like yoga capri, like 3/4 length tights. But I felt like, well, that might be better for sand purposes. But also, like, if you're sweating and that whole thing gets wet, and they were dripping with sweat, so I bet you like the whole thing is wet. And then the sand kicks up from running around. Then you're just going to be carrying spandex and sand. I don't know. None of it. I guess the bathing suits make more sense then. I don't know. It was hard. It was hard. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. I think that since we got some people here that don't want any spoilers for the Olympics, we'll end it here. I feel like this is a good place to end it. If you guys are in the Ridgefield, Connecticut area, I'm flying into LaGuardia and then driving out to Connecticut. I'm going to be staying with my sister. But if you guys are in the area, I'd love to see you guys in Ridgefield on Thursday. If I could speak for Megan and Megan, not that I normally would want to speak for anybody like that, but if I could, I'd say they would enjoy seeing you too. So hopefully we get together, have some miles, get some selfies, have some food and beverages afterwards. And I will see you guys, everyone else, next Monday here on the live stream again. My last one before I go to the other place with all this luggage and stuff that I got, So, all right, guys, be safe out there. Enjoy your long runs. I'll see you in the next live stream.